Today's video is about proactivity. Um, let's say a brother of mine, certain brother of mine is having a problem right now. Um, he's trying to go to college and hit a little bump in the road, but he doesn't see it that way. So here's the situation. He wants to go to college, right? He got accepted into the University of Hawaii. Now, Hawaii isn't exactly the worst place to be, so when he heard, he freaked out. He was excited and all that. And the problem is now, is like everybody else, he has to take out loans. But he needs a cosigner to do so. Right now, the person that's supposed to help him, his dad, can't. So, what should he do? Now, this is my answer to him, and I've been reading a lot about this. I'm definitely gonna read a lot more. But proactivity is a very important thing to learn, and it'll help you in a lot of ways. Proactivity is, when you boil it down, mainly focus. Plain and simple, really. It's basically what sort of space you place yourself in, where you come from. From what I've learned, it's there are two kinds of spaces. Okay, first, they have many names for them. Positive space. A good place or a good space, something like that. But I like to call it freedom. The second place is what I like to call the boohoo bitch space. And sadly, that's where my brother is right now. And I understand. It was a bit of a shock, to get his hopes up and then, be disappointed so quickly, even before he even got started. Alright, guys, take 3. Sorry, but I'm talking about focus and I can't even focus. But yeah, so forgive me for taking snippets and editing stuff out. But the boohoo bitch phase. What basically that is, it's when a person reacts to something very badly. They start whining, right? They can't get past their own misfortune. They can't get past their own bad luck and pain and the bad, horrible thing that happened to them, and they start blowing it up out of proportion, really. And just completely can't see the solution that's right in front of them. As a result, they start blaming everybody but themselves. Okay? And to a degree, your environment has influence over you. Not complete influence, mind you. Very, very little influence. A lot less than we give it. And by blaming your environment, by blaming other people, by blaming everybody but yourself, you give that thing that you're blaming power over you. You lose all your credibility, your ability to take action, your will, your capacity to control your life. You relinquish control, pretty much. You lose yourself and become a victim of circumstance, plain and simple, which is not what you want to do, not what you want to be at all. You do not want to be a victim of anything, really. By definition, a victim is a bad thing, but it's even worse when it's not true and you actually make it true. You choose, you focus on it, and your whole focus is to become the victim just because it feels, in a twisted way, right. um, to become a victim, and you don't want to do that. It took me a long time to work this out in my own life, and you're gonna fight with it every day. On varying degrees. Some days it's not that hard. Some days it's you look back and you can't believe that this is how you thought. But yeah, people who think they're victims, who become victims of their own circumstances, use words like I can't, or I have to, or I must, or if only this happened, I could do this. If only. They relinquish their power. They say they have no control, which is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Doesn't matter what position you're in, you always have control over something, and that's you. Now there are extreme cases, okay, but even in those situations, Viktor Frankl, just look him up. He's kind of, everybody knows him really. If you just Google him. But even in his situation, he had control, and that's amazing. And if people in our position, the free world, say they want to be victims, act that way, it's just sad. It really is sad, guys. But anyway, back on track. That's the boohoo bitch face. I can't. If only, my hands are tied. Things like that. So they start whining, and it's not getting him anywhere. The second place, or the space, the better space, is the freedom space. And people in that space say, I choose, I prefer, I will. Basically what that means is that you are responsible. You are completely capable of controlling everything around you. You control yourself, and in return you control your actions, and what you do will change things around you. Everybody knows there is cause and effect. You do something and things will happen. And if a situation is unbearable, so unbearable that you have to change it, you can't take it anymore, and you act, even in a weird way that you think would not produce positive results, it'll produce change. And change is progress, especially when you can't take your position anymore. When you're faced with a problem that is just so uncomfortable to have around in your life, or that you need to handle immediately. You can't put it off any longer. Any change you do to it, any way you address it, will change it. Will give you something new, whether be it a challenge or a solution. So the key thing here is to focus and act, not just sit around and be sorry for yourself, because nothing will change. It's just going to get worse. When you don't change, you die. It's kind of in our DNA, as humans. If we didn't adapt, if we didn't change, if we didn't grow, we would have died a long time ago. Yeah, people in the free space, they're free from their environment. They're free from their circumstance. They're unfazed. No matter what happens, nothing, their inside, their core is intact. So something horrible happened to your world on the outside, you're still you. Yes, you're feeling sad, you're feeling angry, you're feeling disappointed, but those are just feelings. You feel all the time. These feelings will pass. What you want to focus on is your values. What drives you, the big picture. That's what you want to focus on. But a person in a free space chooses to see his environment as plentiful. He or she chooses to focus on options, not problems. So instead of saying, um, this happened to me. This is so horrible. I can't change this. I can't change that. If only this happened, you know? They don't say that at all. They say, I'm going to take this one problem, just this one problem. No matter how small, no matter how big, I'm going to take this one problem and try to do this. I will do this. Okay, this didn't work. So I'm going to take it from a different vantage point. Address it from a different angle. And just keep going. That's the thing. You focus, you act, and you just keep hammering away. You don't stop, really. Not if you want this problem to disappear. You don't stop. You just keep on coming at it. Like in Bad Teacher, it's like when I think she says, Cameron Diaz says, she tells him something and he was trying to make a joke and he says, I'm like the Terminator, that shit doesn't faze me. That's what the mindset you need to take, is that no matter what comes your way, you're going to get what you want. That's it, plain and simple. It doesn't matter how you're going to get it or even how long it's going to take. It doesn't matter. That doesn't even matter. Absolutely not. What matters is, I'm getting this. That's the end of the story. That's it. By thinking like that, by coming from that space, you become the solution. You understand? You unfold. You kind of undo the problem. You understand? Even though it's like a mess, a big giant mess, and you're at its center and you're trying to claw out, it doesn't matter where you are or how deep you're in it. You're going to untangle that mess and you're going to find a way to get out of it. If you don't see yourself solving this problem, if you don't think you're capable, everybody knows, people tell you all the time, if you think you can't do it, then you probably won't do it. Because when the pressure is applied on you, when the resistance is applied, you're gonna break. You got nothing to drive you. You got no force. You're just going through the motions, and when actual pressure is applied, when you face, when the shit hits the fan, plainly said, you won't be able to handle it because you have no resolve. You have no will. There is no I will. There is if this, I have to. Shit like that, and that's fucking disgusting, guys. You can't live like that. It took me a very long time, and I was miserable for a very long time. So don't think like that. It's just your mental space. Where you're coming from is what's important. So basically, if you come from that space, and let's say a problem is actually a long-term one, not a short-term one, you find out that you have to take steps, and it will take you longer than you thought to solve this problem. Certain sacrifices you have to make than you wish you didn't have to make come up, and you see that the only way to solve this problem is by making those sacrifices. You'll realize that they're not really sacrifices at all. They're simply the next step. There's something that will help you solve the problem even quicker. And you'll see that you didn't really need them. Once you finally solve this problem, you'll see how much you've grown by giving them up. By actually choosing to solve this problem and not just saying, fuck it, I'm just going to accept, where I am and how I am, and just let everybody, my environment, everybody around me control me, dictate where I go. Again, don't do that. You're in charge. Seriously, you are in charge. Just focusing that way, realizing it, will take time. It'll take time to realize that you are in control. I know people say, fake it till you make it. I've read that a lot, and it's kind of true. It's kind of true. You start practicing. You're acting from the outside in, and then it finally clicks. You say, holy shit, I've been faking it this whole time, and things have been going my way, exactly how I, wanted them for so long. And when it finally does, your mind just absorbs it. It kind of retains the fact. It has support. It has legs to stand on and say, um, oh shit, there's a problem right there, but it's okay. I'm gonna act like this because I've been acting like this for so long. And you're gonna, realize it consciously, and you're gonna say, holy shit, at a point in my life, I didn't think I could do that, and now I'm just doing it without even thinking about it. And that's how it's gonna happen. All you need to do is practice acting, practice focusing on your problem. Realize that you are the solution. Nothing controls you. Ultimately, nothing really controls you. Damn, dude. Tweakers around. Options for this brother of mine. Let's see. First thing you can do, find another cosigner. Okay. His dad can't or doesn't want to help him. Find another cosigner. All he needs to do is be 24, I think, which he is, which makes him independent. All he needs to do now is just find another cosigner, work something out with him or her, and show him that he's serious, and he is. He's a very smart guy, very capable, but he just keeps getting in his own way. There's another option. Find a cheaper school to get into. If to get these general ed stuff out of the way, he could just take the first 2 years in a community college, or it doesn't have to be a community college. Find a cheaper school that he can manage. He could work and pay for it. It doesn't have to be the one that his perfect school right now. He can go to Hawaii later on. He can make that sacrifice later on. And believe me, no matter where you go, if you're open to it, you will see possibilities. You will see the good. He goes to a community college. He will meet people. You don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know what you're going to learn. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he'll find a job, a really good job, halfway through that, first or second year. I'd say, holy shit, I could actually, take a semester off work and make a shit ton of money and then just transfer. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything is possible. You honestly have to believe that. And things will happen. Things will happen because you let them happen. Okay, a third possibility. He's a personal trainer. He's got a certificate in NASM, I think, NASM, I believe, is the association. He's got a certificate from them, and he's certified to be a personal trainer. That alone opens up a lot of doors. He could work at a gym for a time. He could work in a rehabilitation center, a physical rehabilitation center. He could work at high schools, as an assistant coach or something. They always need that. He could work in a healthcare industry on a low level of some sort, on a certain level, anything. He could do a lot of things with that and actually make money. He could be a private trainer. He could start his own gym. He could start his own business, applying what he learned and training people. Just to wrap it up, because I'm all over the place right now, but just to wrap it up, his goal is to not stop. That's what I'm trying to tell you, and tell him. Hopefully he sees this, but yeah, it's to not stop. When you stop, you start focusing more on. Sorry guys, hot chick. You start focusing more on what you can't do, like your shortcomings, even though they're in all likelihood they don't exist. Your mind just starts fucking with you a lot. It becomes like a fucking genius at telling yourself that you're shit, not the shit. It's just shit, and that's not cool. So yeah, you start undermining yourself. Just people in general. Generally, just you slow down and you start nitpicking and you're seeing things that aren't even there, and pretty soon you're just tearing yourself down. And there's enough of that going around for you to do that to yourself. So yeah, all you gotta do, act, focus first, focus, act, and don't stop. Just keep on going. Change is progress. Okay? You can always improve on it. You can always just keep acting, keep going from different ways. change your approach. That's all you need to do. But never stop, because you don't know what's possible. You really don't. Nobody knows what's possible. All you got to do is just find your way, and you will find it. You know, just work the odds. Anyway, hope this helps. Hopefully, the video will make its way to this friend, and I wish him the best of luck. I'm gonna try and help him out myself as much as I can, because he means a lot to me. And hopefully I'll be visiting him in Hawaii. You know. Peace.